Tell me all the details. It's raining in the Netherlands.
Okay, we are live on YouTube as well.
Cool. I like rain, though, unless it's like freezing cold rain. That's not as fun.
Yeah, I like rain too, especially how it sounds. I think that is always very nice.
Yes, that's why I have rain sounds on Spotify for when I want to chill out. Hi, welcome. The beginning of these is always so weird.
I know.
Hi.
Happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone. We just said on Instagram. So you go on YouTube now.
And today we are just gonna, you look pretty too. We're gonna talk about Better With You, our new show, and give you some of the fun details about the show and stuff like that. So if you have been to our Seed and Spark page, which is where we are donating or getting donations for creation of the show, we have some fun perks that we wanted to talk about with you guys.
Yes.
There is a link in the YouTube live stream if you want to click over there and see what is available, but we're also just going to tell you. So if you contribute $10, then this perk is that you're cool and we like you. Which, I mean, honestly, I think that's a really good perk. That's like a stamp of approval. Gosh, I was really not going to. It's fine. The $25 perk is a thank you and a shout out. So we're doing on Instagram every week, we're doing a little competition between introverts and extroverts and ambiverts. So
introverts are winning.
Introverts are killing it, like by a large margin. There's been one extrovert contributor so far. So
yikes, guys.
If you identify as an extroverted person, as I do, please step it up for our
or if you want to help the introverts keep winning, then you should also go pledge as that.
That's true and fair. Don't do it. So that's for, like I said, an Instagram only perk. If you donate $75 or more, then you get to have a chat with us and the other producers who are involved in the series. So if you have specific questions, you want to do just like a one-on-one, one-on-four.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is what you can get at $75. Plus the other things. That's always how these tiers work.
Yeah, you get everything below that as well. It's great. If you pledge $150, then you get early access to the whole series instead of having to wait 7 weeks for it to come out, which is always fun if you want to watch it or just like a Netflix binge. You can do that and watch it very quickly, and
or Amazon or Hulu.
Everyone. Yeah.
I think that's a good way if you are impatient. If you just want to know what's going to happen. For $200, that we have a perk of letting you choose which famous romantic scene we recreate. So we have a couple that we are definitely going to do, but everybody who has contributed $200 or more is going to get to choose one from pop culture, or I don't know, really anything. If they have like a very specific one from their own lives, I guess. The sky is the limit. So that is where you can get your input if you want to see your creative decisions at $200.
Very fun. And then if you pledge $500, you get to visit our set. So if you're local or you want to travel to where we film, which is in Salt Lake City, Utah, then you can come be on our set for a day and see how it works out. Maybe we'll let you be an extra one day. We'll see.
If you're really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And at $1,000, if you contribute that much, then you become an associate producer. And so you get a credit in the series and on IMDb, and it just aligns your name with the work that we're doing. So if you're a big fan, big supporter, that's a great tier. So make sure that you have looked at the Seed and Spark, which is linked in our bio on Instagram, and It's also linked in the comment thread on YouTube. So we hit 100% yesterday, woo,
So
which is exciting. But it was also kind of like our bare minimum. So what we're doing now is still raising any incremental amount, and every little bit helps for sure to hit some stretch goals.
Yeah.
And those include doing a premiere for our cast and crew, being able to pay our cast and crew more, shooting a music video for our theme song that Red Wing Ridge is composing. And the fourth thing that I've forgotten and Kaylee remembers.
It will help us get entry into film festivals.
Oh, yeah. So that just helps us get our work in front of more industry people, which helps them just know who we are and helps us look a little more legitimate so we can kind of like move up the ladder a little bit.
Hopefully make more things after this.
So I guess we've like really never talked about this, but this feels like a good time to talk about it. But we started this just kind of for fun, and in the course of fun, we have realized how much we love doing it and that we have pretty valuable skills in a lot of these areas. So we are making an effort to make Apple Juice Productions a little more legitimate. So that industry interaction and people knowing about us in that way is going to be huge. And we want to continue making our own original content. I mean, I would love to have like a Netflix, Amazon, Hulu show. That would be like the ultimate goal. I like being web-based. I like streaming platforms, and I like serial storytelling. So that's like my big goal. But I think maybe we started off being really casual about all of this, and it's like not casual anymore. We're taking it very seriously, more seriously than we ever have. So if you guys like what we do and you like our mission of, feminism and putting women in front of and behind the camera, then please contribute to our Student Spark so that we can continue to make things even better.
Yeah, it's important to us that we get to keep doing this, and we really do want to like go further with it, higher, further, faster. And just, it's so fun, and we're really excited about this series. So
yeah,
thank you to everyone who has pledged so far. It means so much, and we're really glad.
Yeah, it really helps us, and it also kind of gives us the permission, because since we make all of our stuff ourselves and we're so independent, we haven't been going through typical industry channels and trying to get like producers on board and whatever that have said like, yes, this is good. So it helps when we know that you guys think that what we're doing is cool. And we've sort of eliminated the gatekeepers, and we have just like a straight to audience relationship, which I think is really cool. So we appreciate you guys being here and having watched all of our stuff in general.
Yeah.
Sappy.
By the way, if you guys do have any questions about the series or anything, we will be answering them at the end. So feel free to ask. We're not just going to ignore them. We'll answer you at the end. So definitely ask us.
We'll keep saying that. If you have questions, send them, and we'll get to questions. We just wanted to kind of stockpile some instead of rambling like we usually do.
Yeah.
So we have a plan today.
It's very good.
Then now we're gonna both pause as we look to see what the plan is.
Let's talk a little bit about the series and what it is. So then you can ask questions beyond what we tell you.
Ah, a genius idea.
So Amanda, why don't you tell us a little bit about the series in case they don't really have a very good idea about it.
Okay. Back to me. So I feel like you just like
I did.
Kind of did. The series is called Better With You. It is a romantic comedy in 7 parts, and it's going to chronicle the meeting and subsequent early relationship of 2 characters, Iris and Warner, who they just happen to meet at a party, and one of them, Iris, is very extroverted, and she likes being social and she likes being around people and has a lot of kind of social plans all lined up for the Halloween season. And Warner is the opposite, and he likes to spend time by himself. He's not spontaneous, and he appreciates just like a good book.
Yeah.
So it's about the 2 of them trying to figure out, their feelings for each other on top of the fact that they get their energy from different places. And the story was inspired by this relationship. Kaylee and I are roommates. I don't know how many people even know that. We're roommates and production partners. So we spend a lot of time together working and socializing and whatever. And I'm very extroverted and I like having people around. And Kaylee is the opposite.
I'm very introverted. I do all the filming and behind the scenes work where I don't have to talk to as many people. It's really good.
And you all probably know my face. So I took some of the interactions and experiences that the two of us had and turned them into a romance. So
who doesn't love a good rom-com?
Yeah, we are going like pretty tradish with this thing, and it's just meant to be cute.
Mm-hmm. Which it is.
So I think you will love it, especially if you've liked the parts of our previous shows that have been gooey and romantic and
that's definitely a similar thread in all of our shows, and will continue to be so, I think.
Yeah. It will definitely continue to be so. I like that kind of stuff. I mean, when I'm watching something, I'm like 9 times out of 10 there for a ship. I'm like interested almost entirely, if not all the way entirely, just in like a couple, whether or not they're going to be together, like successful as a couple. So that always shows up in my writing because that's what I like care about.
Yeah, it's fun. I was going to say something, but I forgot. So
cool. Great. Is there anything else about the show that people should know? Maybe about like the style and your...
Yeah, it's our
like a little bit of your vision.
First original series, which is very exciting because all our other stuff has been inspired by literary things. This one is from Amanda's brain, and all the other ones were too. And
there's like,
yeah. Anyway, so I'm working with the director Brie Castellini on the vision. It's going to be all the colors are going to be very fall themed. We have a nice color scheme planned. We want to do a few like long shots in some of the episodes, and we're going to just like kind of have a lot of fun with color and lighting, which is something we haven't done as much in our previous projects. And I think it will be a big step up from other things that we've done. And I am really excited for you guys to see it.
Yay!
It's going to be super cute.
Oh my gosh. I don't know why I just needed to do like a chorus of like crying and children. Anyway,
that is what we are crowdfunding for right now. There's still 2 weeks left from today. It ends on March 31st.
So if you want to be a part of the magic, head over to seedenspark.com/fun/betterwithyou.
Nice.
It's in the corner. I never remember the URL.
I don't know. I was like pretty impressed.
Cool. So we're going to continue to like plug the show just in case more people come. But for the people who are here now, why don't we answer some questions?
Okay. All right. So we have a question from Bob Hola. Sorry if I mispronounced your names, but who is playing what character in the new show?
Oh, I feel like that almost was a plant.
Okay, so when we reached 100%, we promised to announce our new leads. So
hi, Lindsay.
If you want to like get a more in-depth view of what they look like, well, you can go to our Instagram at applejuice, instagram.com/applejuicepro. Anyway,
one of them is me, so if you want to get a really in-depth look of one of the leads, it's
I don't
me.
know where that came from. Amanda is playing Iris, and then we have Colin Hinckley, who's playing Warner, and he has worked on a lot of Brie's previous projects. If you've watched her work, and if you haven't, you should definitely go watch it. She has a YouTube channel called Undead Burrito Productions.
And he is in Brain Season 2 and her short film Ace and Anxious. And
I don't know.
Some other stuff that hasn't come out yet.
Some upcoming things.
I'm like, oh gosh, what have I seen that's not released?
Well, I don't know what we're allowed to say, so I don't want to like ruin that.
So if you want to go check out her work, I definitely recommend Ace and Anxious. It's phenomenal. But they work together a lot, and so we're sort of
combining forces.
Yes, combining forces. I was like, what is the word I'm looking for? So
Colin is extremely talented. We're very excited to have him on this project.
Yes.
And it's gonna be really fun to work with him and Brie. and have a combined effort of apple juice on dead burrito.
Apple dead burrito juice. Nothing about that was not disgusting.
So
Cool.
anyway, what I was trying to say before, if you go to our Instagram, Bree announced it, and you can see like the photos there of what they look like. So we don't have that here. We don't. I wish we could just like hold up a headshot. That would have been really cute. That'd been
Next
really
time.
funny.
We'll print 'em
Sometimes
really
our
big.
minds only go to digital, and then I'm like, we can like print things still.
We are web-based, so
Yeah.
everything should pretty much be web-based. I feel like I'm only looking at that camera. Hi, Instagram. I have not forgotten you. Okay, there was another question. What did I see?
Okay, so
How long have you been working on it? I started writing the show Better With You in June last year. So I wrote it by myself, which is the first time I've ever done that. Usually I write with someone else, and worked on it for 6 months last year before I started sending it out to people, and then kind of getting edits from writer friends and getting their input, and making sure that it was the best that it could possibly be. And we started working on pre-production in January. So we usually move pretty quickly. We try to keep things
we've
in
made
a
this
short
longer
production
process.
period, because it's just stressful. And if you keep it short, then you also don't you limit yourself, so you don't try to get out of yourself. Anyway, so yeah, I wrote it for about 6 months, and then we've been working on it for about 3 in pre-production. And we started the crowdfund on Valentine's Day. Cute.
Yes.
And
We will be filming at the end of May, and then like editing throughout the summer.
and releasing in the fall. Yep.
It's going to be very exciting.
It is exciting. It's a quick timeline, but
Yeah, it's
actually the longest
Yeah, I
timeline
was
we've
just
ever
saying.
had. So.
it doesn't feel as quick to us because we're giving ourselves a lot more time than we have before.
Yeah, it's great. It's
I'm
great.
really excited, and
I'm just gonna make sure.
we will still be having regular content on YouTube through all of that. So don't even worry that you're just not going to see anything from us. You saw that we you may have seen that we posted a YouTube video this past Thursday, and we'll keep coming out with those, and we'll have some fun like bonus content and things coming for the series as well later on down the road.
You shall not be rid of us so easily.
Yeah, we'll be around.
And everything will be
Exciting.
focused on Better With You and the rom-com
Mhm.
genre, and talking about romance and introverts and extroverts.
Yeah.
And
Film stuff.
there's also a little 80s thread in
Yes.
the show, and obviously it's set during Halloween, so there's lots of Halloween stuff. So that's kind of what you'll be getting from us in the foreseeable upcoming
Yes.
future.
We do all know we love Halloween.
Do they know that? Do
well-
you know that we love Halloween since we've released Halloween on
Yeah,
Halloween
3
for
years
3
in a
years?
row.
Oh,
my
we
gosh.
really love Halloween.
Okay, we have one more question from the Fifth Marauder. How is it to create a script and pick who plays who?
How is it? It's stressful. I had this idea and just kind of like started playing around with it. I wasn't even sure that it like had legs. But once I got into the characterization of Iris and Warner, I realized that this could like be interesting, and they could be cute, but also have some like relatable conflict.
Yeah.
So I I sent it to everyone I know is introverted. So every person that I sent it to kind of look at the script was like, this is so relatable. Like, this is such a good depiction of being introverted and not like being as social and whatever, which was really gratifying for me because I'm very extroverted. So I wrote it from my perspective. But apparently it's equally balanced. So
Yeah.
you'll all be represented, not just me, the lone introvert or extrovert in the entire planet, as far as I have been told. Literally, no one is an extrovert. It's very weird. Yeah. So, sorry, I'm trying to answer the question. That like got really long. So writing it was really fun because it felt like relatable and felt like something that I had lived through because I wrote so many experiences that Kaylee and I have had and conversations we've had, fights we've gotten in. I mean, it's very like, this is my life.
Yeah.
So that's always kind of, I just said deal with it, I guess. I didn't even ask Kaylee if it was okay. Is it okay if I like tell stories?
Well, now that you ask.
Sorry,
guys.
So
no, I love it. I think it's really cute.
It turned out pretty well, I think. And because I was writing it by myself, I was going at my own pace, which is nice, and not having to like wait for people on pages or whatever. That was that was different for me and fun. And then as far as picking people, I think I was 3 drafts in.
Yeah.
When I sent it to Bree, who is our director, and I said, wouldn't your friend Colin be good for this? Because they had worked together a lot. And so I had already seen him acting. And that's mostly how I like to cast. And it's how I like to write too, if I already have someone in mind. But just kind of like someone who already has worked with someone else and they can kind of vouch for them and I can see their work and they're not first timers or they have no reel or no resume or anything. That's always really hard because then you're just taking a risk. And obviously you can do auditions and everything, but it was nice that I had the ability to say like, okay, I've seen this person in a lot of ways. And
because we work with a lot of volunteers or just like small pay, like we want to bring people on who want to come for something other than money. They want to like work with us and be excited about it and be really dedicated to it. So that's an important part of like choosing who we work with and who plays what.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, we're going to come back to questions in a second, but make sure that you check out the Seed and Spark page for Better With You.
Yes.
We are still looking to hit some stretch goals. And if you like what we do and you support our mission, it really means a lot if you can at least hit follow on that page.
Yeah.
There's like a little heart. And that will help us in a huge number of ways. And if you can donate, litterally any contribution is going to make a difference.
It really will. Yeah.
Don't forget to head over to the Seed and Spark page after this.
seedandspark.com/fun/betterwithyou.
No one's gonna use that to get there.
Hey, someone might.
Let us know if you typed the actual URL in. I would love to hear about this.
Oh dear.
Okay, we're gonna take a small detour right now and talk about some of our current favorite pop culture ships.
Yes.
Because our show is all about romance, and I'm all about romance. And Kaylee is now gonna also be all about romance because she doesn't have a choice. Okay. Why don't you tell us some of your favorite pop culture ships right now?
Okay, one thing I thought of, so we're watching The Magicians right now. Big fans. I'm really into Julia and Penny, which Penny 23, I guess. They're just like, they've been very cute and they have very good chemistry, and I think it's like a good path. And I also like seeing Julia happy and with someone.
They are very cute, and it's a weird situation because he's like from another timeline and he's in love with the Julia in his timeline and she was not in love with the Penny in her timeline. So it's like a really fun dynamic of them like having history but not having history. It's creative. Sarah Gamble, also, who makes The Magicians, is a genius.
I also really love Quentin and Elliot.
Oh my god. They're so star-crossed right now though. I'm like, are we even gonna get to...
Oh, I love them.
I hope so.
They're so cute.
I think they're building for that pretty heavily.
I sense a good cry at the end of the season.
I already did cry.
Oh yeah.
They're so cute. It's very good. Okay.
Tell me about one of your favorite ships right now, Amanda.
I'm sorry, that noise was just so ridiculous. So one of my favorite ships right now is not even a thing at all, but in the new Avengers Endgame trailer.
I don't know, I could kind of feel like they did make it a thing.
In the very end!
That was very much a thing.
The very end of the Avengers, the newest Avengers Endgame trailer, there is a moment between Carol Danvers and Thor. I was like,
you're like dying.
This is like, it's like minuscule. It's totally one of those things that a person like me latches onto and is like, it's love. Like, it's probably love, right? It's definitely sexual tension if it's not love, okay?
Yeah, it looked like they were like, this is a fun thing that's coming.
And they're both just like, they're equally matched in power and just like hotness. And I was way into it. In the comics, she dates James Rhodes, but I think he's way too old for her in the movies. So if they're going to do like an Iron Patriot thing, they're going to have to do like a handoff. So it's no longer James Rhodes and then Carol Kincaid.
Yeah, that would work.
Iron Patriot, not.
Otherwise, her and Thor, super hot.
So hot.
I love it.
We're getting cry laughing emoji over here.
I saw.
This is a real ship. I like online people were really upset about it. Like, how dare they like reduce her to wearing makeup and being in a relationship? And I just am gonna like get on a soapbox about that at some point. But I just don't think those are negative things. I don't think that's gonna diminish her or reduce her in any way.
She's like, gonna get in this relationship and they're gonna be even more powerful. I'm pretty sure. If it is,
she's not gonna lose anything. Anyway. Whatever.
We saw that smirk.
There's a lot of
not planning on letting anything go.
There's a lot of children on the internet, and I need to remember things like that sometimes. Cool. What other ships do you want to talk about?
I was trying to think of Game of Thrones ships because that is coming up, and it is one of my favorite shows.
Wait, pause, Lindsay. That was the ship that I tweeted about the other day that I was like afraid to talk about. So you're welcome. Sorry, carry on.
No, you're good. So we've talked about who we want to get together in Game of Thrones, which why don't you tell us what you want?
Okay, I have like this pipe dream of Gendry and Sansa being together. Not even because I think that's gonna happen at all. I just think he's very attractive and like self-sufficient, and he has like kind of he's a cool guy. He's a nice person, kind of has a chip on his shoulder, but not like a jerk about stuff. I just think he's adorable, and she just like deserves someone nice. And
I know a lot of people ship Gendry and Arya, and they want them to get together. But it would be cute if Arya, like, if he sees Arya and they're just like friends, and then like she introduces Sansa to him, and they're like, oh, okay, like that would be. I feel like that could work well.
All about it.
So,
all about it.
Any other ships in there, I think, I don't know. I really love Jaime and Brienne, and I don't know if they will get together or not. Like, I love them just as a pairing anyway, so I'm really excited for that reunion in general.
You don't, like, want them together, though, do you?
I don't think so. I don't really know. We'll see what they do. Okay. I think I'm going to be happy with whatever. So
I think I'm going to be dissatisfied no matter what happens in the final season of Game of Thrones. Please let us know if you watch Game of Thrones. We would love to hear it.
Oh my gosh.
Your thoughts.
I'll talk to you about Game of Thrones for an hour. Probably will. It's so fun.
And I only have a finite amount of opinions about Game of Thrones, so save me. I'll come talk to her so I don't have to.
I've been finding new people to talk about it. It's been so fun.
Oh, okay, let's do some more questions.
Okay. Let's see here. Oh, what would you say to somebody who wants to start this stuff?
This stuff being filmmaking.
Film, I would assume, in web series.
I would say make something you don't plan on showing anyone. That's probably weird advice, but the first web series that I ever made is not public. I was able to write it and direct it and be in it and do a bunch of like different parts of the process so that I could learn how to do them. And it's finished, it's done, it has music, it has I did every part of it as though I were going to promote it as like a web series, but I learned a lot. I know what mistakes I made. And then our first series that we made as Apple Juice Productions, the Kate Moreland Chronicles, had far fewer flaws and was a lot better quality and just in general was a better product. So I think that, there's this attitude of like, you can put anything you want on the internet, but if you actually want people to watch it and like it, there is a certain standard of quality and ability being demonstrated that you're probably not going to get your first time out of the gate.
Yeah. Amanda came to our series like after she had made hers with like a lot of good things that she had learned from the other one. Like, let's have contracts for people and like just things like that we wouldn't have realized without like going through it first. So I think that was really nice. And I think I would just say something that I was going to remember and then I forgot. But
okay.
I think just like, this is what I would say. Find other people who want to do it with you and So like figure out what you want to do in the process, and then find other people who can complement you and do that with you so that you don't have to do it all on your own, because you're going to get a way better, higher quality if you can find, like for instance, so Amanda writes scripts, she acts and stuff, I film and I edit. I don't like writing. And I think if I wrote stuff, it would not be very well written. And I just like don't really have ideas for that. And so I really appreciate having someone who can write scripts that I can then be like, okay, I'll make this, like that's fun. And I think that's really helpful. And she doesn't want to film and I do. So like we both elevate each other in that quality, and we don't have to do the things that we don't like to do. So yes, find people that complement your skills and work on stuff with them.
Don't try to do it alone. It's not fun.
It's not fun. And you don't have to. You don't have to do everything alone. And I know there's a lot of resources out there now. Like you totally can like film a web series on your phone, and you could do the whole thing on your own, but you don't have to, and I don't think you should. So
yeah. All right, what else? How long does it take to write the script? I think it usually takes about 6 months to write a script. If I were doing it full-time all day, every day, it would be a totally different story. But even working with someone else, just coordinating and spending the time and letting things sit for a while, I think that's a really important part of writing. I can speak. It's just like, okay, I wrote this. Now I'm just going to put it in a drawer for a minute, because when you're like in it too much, it's just not, you're not learning anything. You're just like, it's like when you say a word over and over and it starts to sound weird. That's how it is. So taking the time, I think giving yourself the time and taking the time to actually write something. Okay, one more question, and then I think we are going to say goodbye.
Yes.
What do you like to do for fun? What do you like to do for fun, Kaylee?
For fun, well, I like to do this for fun, but also
live streams.
Oh no, filming and stuff. But I also like to do not really. I like art. I like drawing on my iPad and doing watercolors and watching TV. I don't know. I'm trying to think of other things that I like to do. I painted those canvases, so that was something. Oh, I have been really enjoying doing interior design lately, just for our house, just for fun, and like redecorating our home and going like thrifting, because I love thrift shopping. So now I've been using that love for actually good use.
Yeah, the house looks amazing.
It's been really
like
fun.
A house tour or something at some point.
Yeah.
It looks really good. For fun, I just like to hang out with people, like just sit around and talk to people, because I'm super extroverted. And that's really rejuvenating and energizing for me. But I play the guitar a little bit, and I like singing, and I don't know. We've turned a lot of the fun things into work things, which is what they say to do. So, fun is relative. Apple juice is really fun, but it's also a lot of work. So, I guess I'm not afraid to do work. I don't find work not fun. I just don't know that I would put it in the same category. Agreed. Cool. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. And Fifth Marauder, you are great.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. You're super awesome. Make sure you guys go click over to the Seed and Spark. It's in our bio on Instagram, and there are links in the comment section on YouTube.
We'll put it in the description too.
Contribute what you can. If you can't contribute anything monetarily, contribute clicking on the follow button, which is going to help us in a big way. Yeah. So we appreciate your support, and thanks for hanging out with us today. And I'm going to push end on this thing now.
Bye. Thanks for coming.